Hello, trying to build a simple XAF application, and the problem I'm encountering is that if I plug in on caching service as following the steps on from the DevExpress documentation, uh, a custom criteria operator won't work if I use this operator with parameters. For the first steps, I want to show you that it works without plugging in the caching service. So I'm going to use this custom criteria operator. It's dummy. You can see it in here. And this custom criteria operator works perfectly if the caching service isn't plugged in. Let's see this. So if I'm using the today filter, you could see that it hits the format method of this custom criteria operator, so it works as expected. The problem is when I plug in the caching service. Okay, that's the part that works. Now the problem is when I plug in this caching service. This caching service was implemented as in the documentation steps. In his web config, I give the connection string to the database, and in the web config of the application, as you can see, if I comment this out, this is the basic connection string. I comment it out. I'll uncomment this out, and now the caching service will be in place. Now let's test that if that custom criteria operator works for the same filter. So now the same filter for the custom criteria operator with the deplugged in caching service, and there you go, there's an error, not supported exception. It's the problem of the format function for the custom criteria operator. The problem is that if I call this custom criteria operator with parameters, it crashes. If I call it without parameters, it won't crash. So if I go and call it without parameters and then start the application. So if I go again to this fight view and try to filter for today, it hits my breakpoint again, this time devaluate. I continue, okay, I don't see nothing, but still my application doesn't crash. So the question is, where should I register these custom criteria operators in this service, in this caching service? I have the data cache root, but it seems like this caching service doesn't see the changes that I make to these operators, doesn't recognize my custom criteria operators. Is there a possibility or a solution for this issue? I've tried this behavior in different scenarios too, and after plugging in this caching service, the custom criteria operators with parameters do not work in security system neither. So what's the solution? How can we use these custom criteria operators with parameters, seeing that this caching service is blocking them?